Hello, my name is Grant Baciocco, and if you don't know me, and really why would you, I am a puppeteer, a podcaster, and a creator living in Southern California. And it has been my pleasure for the past many years to provide voices for the great games from Checkmate Creative. And this includes 80s Mania Wrestling Returns and Modern Mania Wrestling GM. I provide the announcer voice for Modern Mania Wrestling GM. And for 80s Mania Wrestling Returns, I get to do some character work, reciting all those catchphrases that all the cards have. And it's been just a fantastic job to get to work on these. And I thought today I would show you a little bit behind the scenes how I do this. And we're going to record some names. I believe these are for Modern Mania Wrestling GM. And just show you how it works. I use Logic, which is the kind of pro recording app for the Macintosh or for Macintosh computers, made by Apple. For Apple computers, I guess I should say. But I know people don't like Apple, but that's fine. You're free to not like Apple. I've just been using Apple since probably I was about 10 years old. My great aunt was a school teacher. She's retired. She's still with us when I say was. But she, as a school teacher, got all the new Mac computers, and she would just buy it. And whenever she would buy a new one, she would hand down to me her previous one. So I go back with the Apple infrastructure, like Apple II, Apple IIe, or something like that. So you're welcome to bash on Apple. I just can't leave. I've been with it for 40 years. So anyway, blah blah blah. This is what I use to record. Today, I am recording a list of names for Modern Mania Wrestling GM. So this is a little bit of my announcer voice. And what I always find funny when I do this announcer voice thing is that I always try to get into the voice by saying Alexi Monstro, who was one of the very first names that I read for this game years and years and years ago. And I always remember how I said that and how it is in the game. Every once in a while, if I kind of forget how it sounds, I will open up the game and listen to a few clips. But Alexi Monstro is always the name that I use. So I have a great list of names here. I am going to hit record, and this will start recording. As you can see, yep, there it goes. Check, check, check. And let me find my list. I just had the list, and now I lost it. All right, here we go. Alexi Monstro. Pete Sinclair. Pete Sinclair. Pete Sinclair. 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 Now, I also live next to an airport, so I have to wait for airplanes to fly over. But then I have this little clicker. This is like a vintage Jiminy Cricket Disney clicker from, I don't know, like the 60s or something. And so I wait for the plane to die out, and then I just go. And that knows that I'll edit this before I send it into Checkmate Creative. But now I have to click it again because I talked after it. Sinclair! 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 Panic! 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 The Keepers! The Keepers! The Keepers! The Keepers! The Runners! The Runners! The Runners! Bitter Sweets! Bitter Sweets! Bitter Sweets! Bittersweet! 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 Vault Runners! Vault Runners! Vault Runners. Pete Sinclair. Panic. The Keepers. The Runners. Bittersweet. Vault Runners. Okay, so that is, I will usually try to run through each name 3 times, and then at the end, I like to just run through them all quickly in case it produces a different read. And I'm very fortunate, and this is really easy to do. I'm going to edit out that little spot where I was waiting for the airplane, thanks to these click marks here. But and I think that's that right there. I can just send this entire file over to Checkmate Creative, and they can edit it from there, which is very, very cool. Now, as you also heard, and maybe if you're seeing this video, you realize that there's alternate names. There's sometimes I get a list of names, and there's 2 or 3 or 4 different alternate names to read, and then I read them all, and I send them over to Checkmate Creative, and then they pick the one they want to use. And it's a lot of fun. I'm very happy to do it. It's very cool to be able to say I do voices for this game, and because I'm also a wrestling fan. I was also a backstage interviewer for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, now Championship Wrestling, Dave Marquez's promotion, for many years. And so it was very cool. I was nice to be asked and to be able to kind of live those ring announcer dreams doing a voice for this. So I don't know if this was interesting at all. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Either way, thank you for watching. Thank you for checking out all the amazing games for Checkmate Creative. They are so much fun. I don't get to play them as much as I would love to, but when I do, it's always a great time. So thank you very much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.